What's up? Stephen Johnson Stocks coming at you from Dubai Airport Lounge. It's a bit sunny over there. And it's been a crazy week. We'll run through it. Merry Christmas, guys. I'm heading back to England for Christmas. But it's been what was kind of a record month, up 3,000. I was up 3,200, and then this week is all about shorting spikes, shorting junky plays. And I was up 3,200, up 1,600, maybe up 1,600ish on the week, and then I was shorting spikes. You'll see 3 examples of shorting spikes here. But the mistake that I made was I was shorting junky plays with a history of failed spikes and banking, and you've got to really look at the variables. You've got to look at the nuances within each one. And I got too cocky, too arrogant, and I shorted a contract which had no financials in it. I shorted a contract on an extremely low float. We're talking like 4 mil, and the volume burst through. I couldn't cut the loss in time. Skyrocketed. I was in the 180s. It jumped to the 360s before I knew I was in big size because I've been winning non-stop. And as of now, I'm down like 2,300 on the position. Luckily, I was up about 300 on the day anyway. So I'm down about 2,100. And when you think up 3,100 on the month anyway, so if I lose 2,100, I'm up a grand. And the words of Tim Bowen really resonate with me now, and it's the fact that shorting spikes isn't bad, but shorting spikes with a decent catalyst like a contract win on an extremely low float is bad. And you've got to find the nuances within every strategy, and my strategy is very good, but I got a bit too cocky, a bit arrogant, overtraded a little bit, and paid for it. I'm still in it. We'll see on Monday. But has it spoiled Christmas a bit? A little bit. A little bit, I'm not going to lie to you guys. It has a little bit. But I might get out of it, get 500 down, a grand down, and be up a couple of thousand on the month. Record month, doubled last month. Might get out 2 grand down and make 1,000 and have the same month as every other month. But Tim Bowen, who's been a bit of a mentor since the podcast, the Steady Trade podcast, he said it was a while ago, and it rings true. It's like, just because you agree now, don't expect that you're not going to have a red month. You're still finding your feet, finding consistency, making mistakes, and it's okay to have a red month. And the fact is, I'm not even having a red month. I've had 4 green months in a row, up a grand every month. But it's okay to have these setbacks, and no one's going to be perfect straight away, and you're going to make mistakes, you're going to get cocky, you're going to get over emotional, and just got to be thankful for where you were 3 months ago from now, 6 months ago from now. Thinking about the last time I was in this airport going home for Christmas as a fucking loser, down 4 grand. As of right now, I'm up $1,000 on the market. So let's quickly get into some comments. I know it's a bit of a long one, but I just wanted to explain that process to you guys. Henry, love your positive attitude, not letting anything get in your way, being legendary, motivation. I mean, dude, like, you've always got to put things into perspective, and it's not a 1-year plan, but like a 3 or a 5-year plan, and this is how it works. And one trade is just one trade. Beagle, you sound like you're from Newcastle. What broker do you use? Interact with brokers. Paul, I like the honesty, not those that show the winning trades, but also discuss the losses. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys in the next segment. I'm down 2,100 on the account right now. Just today. Like, imagine losing $2,000 just before you go home for Christmas. Joseph Katumba, I literally love Stephen Johnson. I'm trying to diversify my trading and raise capital, make money, and then I definitely want to fucking meet you, homie. Nah, cheers, Joshua. I really appreciate that. And it's a grind, but if you're obsessive and you want to trade more than anything else, you'll get there. Live the dream. So a couple of things to cover. This hasn't factored in today's results because I don't know how I'm going to close out the positions yet. It's going to roll on until Monday, so it's kind of unrealized. But in the scheme of transparency, nailed an MGTI short in the morning, caught the washout, BVSN, nailed a short there. SEAX, I was in a big position, but I just cut it early because it wasn't going anywhere. And then SGLB was the stock that I shorted, and we'll see what happens. I mean, it has got this multi-day run, but these stocks, once they go supernova, they'll do like mini supernovas after, but if you look at the history, it's like spike, kind of came down and failed, spike, kind of came down and failed, spike and failed, spike and failed, spike and failed. I think I was unlucky on this day because Bitcoin was falling apart, so no one's buying Bitcoin. People are out for the holidays, so they're looking for something to buy. And this, which is pathetic, it had like contract news, but the news is like they got awarded a contract with Laser Zentrum. It says up here. But the contract doesn't even have any. It's not like a million contract, it's not a 10 million contract. And obviously when you look at the chart, it's a failed company. This will ultimately come down. I should just have the balls to hold it, if I'm being honest, because it will end up back down in the ones and I'll bank on it. But I don't like to play like that. I like to play safer. But anyway, as soon as this popped up in the 180s, I mean, you've got to think of it like this. I've seen so many stocks pop up in the 180s like this, come back down, and I'm shorting the 180s, and then unfortunately for me it just ramped to the 240s, got halted, and then ran to the 350s. And this is all in, if you look at this, I was short in here in the 180s, and then within 2 minutes, boom, it was in the 240s. So obviously when this float is 4.7 million, it's trading massive volume, 4 times it rotated its float. It has got contract news. I should have kept away from this. I'll be much more careful short and low floats in the future. So that's that. But I might get away with it, I might not. The other cool thing is, not anymore, but nice to turn fully profitable, 730 bucks. If I say I take a 2 grand loss, what's that going to put us down to? About minus 15. Around here, but it's nothing not recoverable from. I'll make that back quickly because I know what I'm doing now. And the other thing I wanted to show you guys quickly is Anya. Where's Anya? For this one. Don't say I've lost it. I'm gonna have to load it up again. One sec. This video is gonna be long over stupid reasons. But so we made the video, and Anya was a heavy focus of it because we wanted her to go on a date with us, and she actually replied. She said, "Where is she?" It's funny. Tim Sykes. Where's Tim Sykes? It's like, "Yeah, you're profitable," and I'm like, "You don't know. I'm 21 down, 2100 down, not profitable anymore." But Anya replied saying, "You are crazy and funny. I laughed most about splitting my Toblerone with you, but sorry, there's no date. I don't like to split my Toblerone with anyone." And then I got back to her and I was like, just give us a chance and stuff like that. And she's like, maybe we'll meet in JBR one day, kind of pine us off gently. And then I was like, just give us your number and we'll go out. And she's like, well, you won't find me in Barassi, but I'll go to White Dubai and the rest will leave to fate. So she's kind of like definitely pine us off. And I mean, if you look at her, Jesus Christ, look at that chest. And she's obviously Bonnie girl. She does some stupid fucking memes and gifs. Someone should tell her to stop that. I hope she watches this video so she realizes that this is not good content on her Twitter feed, and it's not going to attract the right kind of audience at all. It just makes you look like a bit of a loser. And someone else should tell her that I'm pretty much a big deal. So I don't know why she's not paying more attention to it. But nevertheless, Anya, if you don't sort your shit out soon, it's over. And let's get on to the trades. Must have been love, but it's over now. Okay, so basically, CRVP, basically, to find these stocks, because a lot of you guys ask, this is my process from start to finish of CRVP. So I have a pre-market scan button, and I'm looking at stocks between 5 and 40, over 10%, trading about 400,000 shares. Click run. And it opens this box, and I literally just wait for stocks to pop up. So say I'm looking for stocks with a couple 100,000 shares traded, up more than 20%. There's going to be like generally 3-4 stocks at 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning. So every time a new name pops up in this box on stocks to trade, I like fucking click on it, check it. So CRVP popped up, is a percent gainer. I quickly looked at its history, and then if you look, every time, like going back a couple of years, big volume, like 700,000, big volume compared to previous days volume. It ran from the 70s to the 95s and came all the way back down. Then the next time it had volume, yeah, it had traded a couple 100,000 shares, spiked and came all the way back down. It failed. You can see, you go in a bit, Uh, it popped up and then came all the way back down. Then it looked like it come back up again. This time on volume, a couple of 100,000 spiked and failed. You can see all these big wicks. The big wicks are when it's actually ran and then give back all of its gains. This time on big volume on the 25th, spiked up, give back all of its gains. Then this time on the 8th of June, this time it kind of held a little bit. But and then when we go to nearer, I mean, when we've had proper big volume to properly judge off, like 700,000 shares, spiked, give back all of its gains. On the 12th, spiked, give back its gains. On the 12th, it kind of had some volume. It held most of its gains on this day, but these last 4 or 5 days, spiked, give back all its gains, 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 spiked, give back all its gains. When it gaps up here, I didn't really see any news. I mean, what do you think it's going to do? Like, if you've counted those, that's 10 examples I've just given you there. Literally 10, if you go back and watch the video again. 9, 10. Only one time did it hold its highs, the other 9 it didn't. So, for me, it was an absolute gimme, and that's why I went in a bit bigger. I was in about 6,000 shares, I believe. Let's see. 5,000. So my position was only $4,000, and I made $6,000 from $4,000. I was out in the 95s. Look where it went down to. It went down to the 80s. So I took 13% on a $4,000 position, which is very solid. 13% is a big win on a single stock. And it was basically just, I caught it pushing, shorten from like the 105s, 106s, dropped down a little bit, pushed back up. I didn't short more because I wanted to be careful with my position size. If I had, I would have banked massively. Like, this would have been 1,000, 1,500, $2,000 trade. I wish I did. But in hindsight, it's a bit scary when I thought this was going to be the top around the 107s. It pushed to the 120s, and there's obviously a couple of hundred, 200, 300 down, 400 down. But the thing is, though, like, you're saying, oh, well, you risked 400 to make 600. But it's okay to have one-to-one risk reward if, like, it's fucking 95% sure that it's going to come down. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one-to-one risk reward, but it happens 9 times out of 10. So if you do it 9 times, you're going to make $600 every time. So say you do it 10 times, you make $6,000, and then one time it doesn't, you lose 400. You're still up 5,400 off this strategy. So then obviously it comes down, and I'm just covering on the way down. So as soon as it kind of hits around this one level, it's the whole dollar. It's previously supported here, so I took a lot off here, and then I covered the rest into this drop. Had I have been patient, which I should have been, could have been covering in the 80s for like a 20-25% gain. DTRM, this is an earlier trade in the week, but I want to show it afterwards so you can contrast the two. Now, this one doesn't have as many failed spikes. Like you can see on a 2-year chart, you've got the failed spike, failed spike, failed spike. Like, it's not as evident, it's not as apparent. And there it held, here it held. It's not as apparent. I was trading it on this day on the 20th. So actually, it might have been the same day. It was the day before, whatever. But anyway, let's check what day I was trading it. Yeah, the 20th. I thought so on this day. But the thing is, well, this one, DTRM, it doesn't have as many failed spikes. It does have this death drop, and it does have this resistance here in the 220s. Whereas the other stock that I was in was kind of at like multi-month highs, multi-year highs, whatever. It was more near its 52-week highs. But this one, it's like give and take when you're building the case. This one doesn't fail its spikes as much, which is a very bearish sign. But it does have this death drop, and it does have all of this resistance. And people are going to be thinking, well, I'm going to sell because it's never going to break through this resistance, especially when it was up on no news. And people will also, like, shorts are going to begin shorting here, longs are going to begin covering here, then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, it just drops. But if we take it onto a kind of a 2-day chart, we can see I was in 204, 195. Not as big, and I was in 3,000 shares. I was in $6,000 on this one. And which is a lot when you think about it. It's like, you're in like, I mean, so my account's 28,000 now. I'm 6, 12, 18, 24, 32. 6, 12, 18, 24. I'm using like 20% of my account on each trade, which is a lot, but I'm up 3 grand. And how do you grow your account exponentially, 10% month on month? You do it by going in like a fifth size, a quarter size all of the time. So yeah, I mean, I was in entry 204, out 195. And again, I was building in, shortening on this spike. And this again, I had another push. Again, I should have shorted more into the next spike and then covered on the way down. So I only took like as in from 204, probably shortened this spike, and then I was being patient, and it spooked us a bit here. Jumped into the 230s again. It would have been down a fair amount. And then on this one, I was kind of just glad to get out. I was covering in the kind of the 194s because it was basing. You can see this kind of this basin here, and then obviously it cracked down to the 170s. Now it would have banked a good 5-10%. But again, a little bit risky. But it's up. It's not consolidated too much, and it's got resistance, and it's up on no news, and it's got all of this resistance into the 30s. Like, look, the resistance is in the 230s. Look where it peaked out. Exactly in the 230s. I wish I'd shorted more, honestly. If it breaks and people say, well, how do you cut? Where's your risk? And my risk is if this pushes to the 230s, consolidates all day, and then starts to push off 230, then I have to cut the trade because it's broke through the resistance, the long-term resistance of the 230s. Then it's consolidated and held. Now it's like gearing up further. That's when you have to cut your risk. That's when you have to cut the trade. There is a time to cut the trade, but I'm not cutting into a fucking random squeeze. That's what losers do. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I wish you guys all a very, very, very Merry Christmas from Dubai at 5:56 a.m. I'm so excited to see my mum and dad and brothers and family. It's going to be the best. Have a few beers with them and have a curry with them tonight. Catch up with some pals from back home, and it's easy to get lost on this journey where you're just completely obsessive and all you're doing is studying a lot. I haven't done it as much recently, I've got to be honest. When I started nailing it, I scaled back a bit. But sometimes you get so focused on a goal, you lose track of other things, and I'm so grateful to see family and friends again back in the UK. And I hope that you guys all have a blessed and Merry Christmas. And it all comes down to what makes you happy, because say I was up 3 grand this month. I wasn't even bothered, you know. I wasn't bothered that I was up 3 grand. It was alright, it was nice. The idea of the money was nice, but it's not about the money, and if you're in it for the money, you're not in it for the right reasons. It's about the growth, it's about the development, it's about you improving your confidence as a person. It's about the satisfaction that you can apply yourself to something and achieve it, and you can trust yourself to see something for a longer term development. And these are the cornerstones of what makes you happy through trading, not the money. Money doesn't matter at all. Money is just it's the barometer of your success in other areas, like how committed have you been, how successful have you been, how much have you got better at it compared to a year ago. Money is just the measurement. And the other thing I would say, looking back after a year and a half of hard study, is it's okay to do it. It's okay to take a year and a half out of your life and ignore everyone, in my opinion. But just always come back to them and be like, guys, fucking love you. Family, mom, dad, brothers, friends. Wouldn't mind having a girlfriend. Don't think it's going to work with Anya. She seems like, when she's talking about going to White and places like that, these are pretentious clubs. I'm working class to my roots, working class through and through, and that always will be, and my mission will always be to help other people from working class backgrounds, and that's why I'm doing this channel. So, Merry Christmas, comment Merry Christmas, and just live the dream and be proud of who you are. Because everyone who works hard and everyone who wants to better themselves is exceptional, and I'll leave you at that.